Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on arithmetic. Today we discuss about averages, wherein we look into the concepts of mixtures and solutions. So let's start to the concept here. A mixture is formed when two or more than two pure substances or mixture is mixed in a certain quantity. So this is basic which we have seen in our high school also, class 6, 7, 11 science. So a mixture is something when two pure substances or two sort of mixtures are mixed along with each other, a mixture is formed. Like suppose one variety of rice is mixed with another variety of rice, that is a mixture. Then one variety of rice along with say a pulse, that also is a mixture. So it can be of any type, but broadly a mixture can be categorized into two categories. One is homogeneous mixtures, another is heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is the one in which the composition of different particles which are mixed are uniform throughout the mixture. That is, if we talk about a mixture of water and salt, water and salt. So when we talk about the mixture of these two particles, so this is a homogeneous mixture. Why? Because after mixing, both the particles become, gets uniformly distributed across the volume of the can or the vessel in which they are contained. So suppose there is a vessel which contains a mixture of water and salt. So now if you take out a portion of this, you take out a portion of this, a part of this solution. So even that small part, that also will have the same proportion of water and same proportion of salt as the proportion of salt and water existed in the initial vessel, the larger one. So that is what is a uniform. Same is the case with water or milk, water plus milk. They also get uniformly mixed. Then again we can talk about water plus sugar. That also after sometimes becomes a homogeneous mixture. Whereas when we see about a mixture of say salt or rather sand along with water. So we know that sand never dissolves in water. It just settles down at the bottom of the vessel and the water remains at the above. So here that composition is not uniform, right? If you mix sand along with water, so water will be floating on the and bottom on the sand particle would settle down, right, on the sand particle. So why are we discussing this now? Because if you take out a part of this, say a dentaliter from this into a smaller vessel, so therein there may be a chance ki only water comes out and the sand does not come out. It remains in the initial vessel, or a small proportion of salt comes out and largely it remains water only. So the point is ki the proportion of proportion of sand and water which was there in the initial vessel will not be same as the proportion of sand and water in the new carved out or new solution which has been just withdrawn from this initial vessel. So that is means ki here we cannot say ki a part of the original solution will contain the same proposition or same proportion of the components which were there to form a mixture. So basically that is a theory behind homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now why are we studying this homogeneous and heterogeneous? That is because in mathematics when we see, we always, for our purpose and discussion here, we always, whenever we say mixture, it always means homogeneous mixture. Why so? Because say suppose water milk mixture of say 100 liter, we take out say 5 liter of that. So 5 liter water milk mixture will have same proportion of water and milk as it is there in the original 100 liter of water and milk. So that is the basic idea. So whenever we say mixture, we always mean it is a homogeneous mixture. Now Mixtures, we see two different types of operation. There may be a withdrawal without replacement and withdrawal with replacement. Let us see what is this. So before going to this, just a basic concept, like if there is a vessel here containing a solution of milk and water, right? Correct. And let's say the V is the volume of the vessel. V is the volume of the vessel. So now what happens? And say suppose concentration of milk in the vessel, let it be say 75%. So concentration means proportion. So that means that if V is equal to 100 liter, so this means that the amount of milk in vessel V would be nothing but 75 by 100 of total volume 100, and the amount of water, quantity of water would be, if 75% is the concentration of milk, the remaining 25% would be concentration of water. So it will be 25 by 100 into the volume of the vessel, which is 100. So from here we can get that out of 100 liters of solution of water and milk, 75 liter would be milk and 25 liter would be water. So that is what I mean, quantity is nothing but concentration or the proportion. I mean, interchangeably we can use this proportion or concentration into the volume, right? So though this is very basic, but since we will be making use of this concept later on during our illustrations, so I thought of discussing this point here. So when we say a mixture of a solution of water and wine, and if we say ki wine is 80% concentration, so that means that volume of solution of wine and water contains 80% wine and 20% water. So suppose if the 15 liter was the volume of that solution, so the quantity of wine would be 80% of 15, which is 12 liters. So that is it, a simple concept it is. Now we discussed that types of operation. It can be with two types: withdrawal without replacement. So what do you mean by withdrawal without replacement? So suppose this vessel is filled with a solution, solution of say milk plus water, and if we take out or withdraw, and say let's say the capacity is 10 liter, and if we withdraw 2 liters from this, take out 2 liter, withdraw 2 liter. So what happens if we withdraw 2 liters? What would be the solution remaining in the vessel? So from 8 it will now become, V1 would be 8 liter, right? And second point, that even in the after withdrawal, what happens after I have withdrawn? Now the volume is 8 liter. However, the proportion or the concentration of milk and water remains same as it was there in previous, right? Because this is a homogeneous solution, even the proportion will same. And in this 2 liter also, the proportion of water and milk will be same as what is there in this vessel, what is there in this remaining 8 liter, and what is there, it would be there in the 2 liter of withdrawal amount. So this is a operation of withdrawal without replacement. We are withdrawing 2 liters without replacing the same in the previous vessel, original vessel. Whereas there may be cases wherein we see a detailed illustrations, various illustrations around this concept, but just to get the idea. Now suppose if the, so here this is the original volume is 10 liter, and milk plus water, and concentration of milk is say 60%. Now if we withdraw 2 liter, withdraw 2 liter of solution and replace it with 2 liter of water. So what happens? Now the remaining, so we have taken out 2 liters. So what remains here? So here now the volume is 8 liter, only 10 liter out of which 2 liter solution we have withdrawn. So it, what remains is 8 liter. This is nothing but milk plus water, right? Now when the concentration, no, and but we have replaced with 2 liter of water. So now the volume becomes 8 liter. I mean, after withdrawal it became 8 liter, but after replacement with water again it gets to 10 liter, right? But when the concentration of the milk be same as 60%, though the volume is 10 liter, but when the concentration be same, no, concentration will not be same, because initially what happened, there was say 60% milk, 40% water, but after withdrawing 2 liter, then also the concentration was same, but when we replaced that with 2 liter of water, then the concentration changed, concentration changed, and that will be a some other concentration. What will be that we'll see later on. Or I mean, let us discuss here what was the quantity. I mean, see, quantity of milk remains the same, right? Quantity of milk remains the same. Quantity of milk in 8 liter 60% milk solution is equal to quantity of milk in 10 liter new solution. I mean this solution. So quantity of milk could remain same in the 8 liter of 60% milk solution. 8 liter because after withdrawing 2 liter, 8 liter of milk solution remains. And after that we add 2 liter of water. So in those two cases the quantity of milk will remain same, right? So that we will make use of and find out what the new concentration will be. But the thing to note is the concentration will not be same as this, will not be 60%, right? Rather concentration will be less than 60% now. So this is a broader idea. Now let's move to some question solving, and then through that we'll understand the concepts better. So here 5 liters of water is added to a solution having wine and water in the ratio 9:1 to make a solution having wine and water in the ratio 3:1. Find the original quantity of the solution. So let us see. I mean, one method could be that what we saw in the previous session. So let that be method 2. So herein we know that 5 liter of water is added to a solution having wine and water in the ratio 9:1 to make a solution having resultant solution having wine and water in the ratio 3:4. So we know the resultant solution. So using alligation we can solve this, and here we will take the concentration of, let's say we take alcohol or wine. So we will take wine. So here concentration is what, 3/4 final in the resultant mixture, and initial solution of wine and water, the concentration of wine is 9/10, right? 9/10, which is 90%. And what we mix 5 liters of water. Water means 0% wine, right? We are talking in terms of wine. And this we know this is 5 liters. The volume is given as 5 liter of water. Here it is water, and here it is wine solution. So this is allegation we are solving it. Now we have to find the original quantity of the solution, that is V. This, what is the volume of the wine solution originally. So we know this is 90%, this is nothing but 75%. So this becomes 15 here, 15% and this is 75. So this is nothing but 1 is to 5, right? So this means 1 is to 5, so 5 is to 25, so V would be 25 liter. This is very simple. This we had seen in the previous session on irrigation. However, there is another method to solve this question. See what happens. There is a volume V, there is a wine solution in the ratio 9 is to 1, right? So concentration C, or the proportion, say anything, C of wine, concentration of wine is nothing but 9 by 10. Now we add 5 liters of water. So after addition of water, after adding 5 liter water, what happens? The volume would be what? Let's say this is the initial volume, this is the final volume. That would be nothing but V1 plus 5, but let us deal in terms of variables. And the concentration would be, let it be C2, let it be C1. I mean C1 and C2. C2 we do not know, because see what happens. In this solution we are adding water. So the concentration of wine would come down, but what would be the concentration? That we do not know. But what we know is, since in the first case there would be certain quantity of wine, right? And in the second case there would be certain quantity of wine. However, we are only adding water, not adding wine. So the quantity of wine would remain same even after adding water, because we are adding water which is 100% water only. So quantity of wine in absolute term will be same in both the cases, though the proportion may vary. So what will be the quantity here? What we are saying, Q1 is equal to Q2. Q1 is what? C1 into V1, right? We have seen this quantity concentration into volume is equal to C2 into V2, right? So C1 we know is 9 by 10. V1 is, let's say, V1. C2 is, finally we know, is 3 by 4. And V2 is what? V1 plus 5. So from here if we solve this, uh, this becomes, so from here we get V1 is equal to 25 liters, right? So this is another method of solving. No rocket science here, just a plain concept of we are equating the quantity of what? Wine. Since we are adding water here in this operation, we are equating the quantity of wine. Had we added wine here, we would have equated the quantity of water here, right? So hmm, this concentration is of wine. So now this relationship becomes a very important relationship. C1 V1 is equal to C2 V2, and this we will be using extensively in solving various type of problem. So there are two methods of solving this question. Method one using alligation, method two using the concept of C1 V1 is equal to C2 V2, right? And we obtain an answer of 25 liters. Let us solve another problem. So here find the volume of kerosene which needs to be added to 20 liters of petrol and kerosene solution, having petrol and kerosene in the ratio 9 is to 1, such that the resultant solution has petrol and kerosene in the ratio 3 is to 1. So again, see, we'll solve using both the methods. Method 2, that is using alligation. So what happens? There is two solution which is being mixed and the resultant solution is formed. The resultant solution, the ratio we know, so we use the cross method. So is 3 by 4 which is 75%, right? And find the volume of kerosene which needs to be added. So kerosene added, let us, and here petrol and kerosene. So 75% is, so means we are dealing in terms of petrol, concentration of petrol. So when kerosene is added, kerosene has 0% petrol, right? 0% petrol, kerosene. And the solution, other mixture, has 90% of petrol. And here what we have to find the volume of this, and this is given 20 liters of this solution is added. This difference is 75 and this is 15, so the ratio becomes 1 is to 5. So if this is 20, so this becomes 5, no sorry 4, right? 5 represents 20, so 1 will represent 4. So from here we get V is equal to 4 liter, that is 4 liter of kerosene must be added. This is one way. However, when use Q1 is equal to Q2 concept again, so what happens? So here there are there is a solution, this 20 liter solution is there, volume is equal to 20 liter, and concentration of petrol concentration or proportion, let's see, C1 is equal to nothing but 9 by 10, which is 90%. Right now what happens? We are adding something. We are adding kerosene, pure kerosene. We do not know the quantity, how much we are adding, such that the volume now becomes, let's this be V, so it becomes 20 plus V. We are purely adding, we are not taking out anything. So initially we had 20 liters, we added V liter kerosene, so the volume of the solution becomes 20 plus V. Now the concentration of petrol we do not know, but that has been given. The concentration of the petrol and kerosene in the final solution is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 means 75%, right? So we know that C1 V1 is equal to C2 V2. That is the, since we are adding kerosene, so the amount of petrol in the case 1 would be same as the amount of petrol in the case 2. So here C1 is 9 by 10 of 20. That would be equal to C2 is 3 by 4 into V2. So from here we get V2 is nothing 24 liters. So V2 means whole, uh, I mean new. So from here we can get V is equal to nothing but 24 minus 20, which is 4 liter of diesel. So this is the solution. Now why we made use of this only, that we will see going forward, because this was a very simple case of just addition, but in we may get a problem where there may be a sequence of addition and withdrawal, addition and withdrawal. In that case, this concept would be useful, and using this we will derive a result which we can directly use also. So now we'll understand those cases one by one. So let us see, let us assume a case here. Withdrawal with replacement, we are now looking into the concept of withdrawal along with replacement. So suppose what happens here, there is a vessel, volume is say V1, and this is say milk and water. Milk plus water solution. So let's say concentration of milk C1, let be C1, right? Now what happens? We the same container sizes I mean are irrelevant here. Now we replace in the first case we replace 2 liter. I mean say X amount of A. We withdraw X amount of A. So the V becomes V1 minus X. So first step is withdrawal. Withdrawal of X liter of solution. So what happens? The new volume would be V1 minus X. And concentration of petrol, we need change here in this case. Concentration, see what happened in from initial solution of milk and water, we took out some milk and water. So concentration would not be changing because it's a homogeneous mixture. We are not mixing anything. We are just taking out. So whatever remains, that also has the same proportion of milk and water. So concentration remains the same. So that is C1 is equal to P here. So here also C1 would remain as P. Now what happens? Now we add, so it's a withdrawal with replacement. So we withdrew X liter of water, a solution, and then we add X liter of water. So what happens here? Now the volume will become V1 minus X, but after adding X liter of water, it becomes V1 minus X plus S, which is V1, right? And concentration now, since see, we have added water now, so concentration would change. Initially, what happens here? Concentration of milk was P1, but now we have added some water which has no milk in it. So that means the concentration of milk is going to change. What would be the new concentration? That would be P2. So here can we say from this step to this step, has there, I mean, will there be a change in the quantity of milk from this case to this case? No. The quantity of milk in this case will remain same as the quantity of milk in this case. We are only adding water, right? So quantity of milk will remain the same. So in these two cases, quantity of milk remains same. So that means we can say that P1 into V, P1 is the concentration of milk into V would be P2 into, it would be P1 into V1 minus X is equal to P2 into V1, right? These two cases. So from here I can get P2 is nothing but P1 times V1 minus X by V1, which is P1 times 1 minus X by V1. So this is P2. Now let us repeat this process once again. So what happens now? Again we withdraw say X liter of solution, right? So what happens? The volume now, volume would be V1, V1 by the previous volume. Now we withdrew X liter from this, so it becomes V1 minus X now. However, the concentration would remain same because we are just withdrawing the solution. The concentration of milk would remain the same. That would be nothing but P2, right? P2. Now in the next step, we replace that with water. So add X liter of water. So what happens now? V would be this is V1 minus X here. We added X liter of water, it becomes V1. And the concentration now would change. Let this be P3. So again, what happens? Between these two methods, here, these two methods, what is happening? Here, only we are adding X liter of water, right? So the amount of milk in these two cans would remain same. So the amount of here also, amount of milk will remain same. So that we can write as nothing but what? We can again write this P2 into V1 minus X is equal to P3 into V1. So from here we can say that P3 is nothing but P2 into 1 minus X by V1. And we know that P2 is what? P1 into 1 minus X by V1. So we just replace P2 is equal to P1 into 1 minus X upon V1, and here also 1 minus X upon V1. This becomes a square. So a very important result comes. Now see what happens. Let us look here carefully. When one set of withdrawal and replacement happened, the resultant concentration of the quantity which is not being replaced, be careful here, the quantity which is not, we are withdrawing solution and replacing with water, so milk remains the same. So the concentration of the quantity which is not being replaced, which is not being added, will be nothing but initial concentration into 1 minus the amount of uh, water which is being added, that is X upon V1. If the same process is applied two times, this becomes P1 into 1 minus X upon V1 square. If the same process of withdrawal along with replacement had happened for three times, so it would have been P1 into 1 minus X upon V1 raised to power 3 times. So therefore, withdrawal with a replacement operation, so suppose n times, so concentration or proportion of milk would be nothing but initial concentration, let P1, initial proportion P1 into 1 minus X upon initial volume raised to power n. So this is a standard relation which we can remember. Which we can remember and use directly, but how the derivation comes, that we have seen here. So this actually we talked in terms of proportion of milk. Then there is another concept wherein we can also discuss the same with respect to in terms of quantity of milk. That also we will see. So both are same only, not much difference, but still it's better to know both of them. Now let us solve this problem. Here problem says 5 liter is taken out from a can containing 50 liter beer. So volume, initial volume is 50 liter, and replaced with water. So what is the concentration of beer? Proportion of beer is nothing but 7 by 10 initially, which is 70%, right? Now this exercise is performed twice. So 5 liter is being taken out and then replaced with water. This exercise is performed twice. Find the ratio of beer and water in the solution, and also the quantity of beer and in the solution after two sets of operation. So what is happening here? After first, Now see, after taking out 5 liter, the volume becomes 45 liter here, right? 45 liter. However, the concentration remains same. Concentration or proportion is again 7 by 10 only, because it has been taken away. Uh, no addition is there, so the concentration remains the same, being a homogeneous solution. Now 5 liter out. Now when 5 liter water is added, so what happens? The volume becomes again 50 liter and the proportion would change. Now can we write the proportion directly here? What would be the proportion here? The new proportion would be nothing but the old proportion, 7 by 10 into what? We are adding 5 liter to make it 50 liter solution. So it will be nothing but 45 by 50. This we had seen, no, 1 minus x upon n. So here we are doing 1 minus x upon v1. So same way, no, 7 by 10 into 1 minus 5 upon 50, which is 45 by 50. So this is the concentration here in the second level. Now in the third operation, again 5 liter is being taken out. So what happens here? It volume reduces by 5 liter, it becomes 45 liter, and concentration would remain the same, because anyway we are taking just 5 liter of solution, we are not adding anything. So what, 45 liter solution will have the same concentration of beer. It will be nothing but 7 by 10 into 45 by 50. And now when 5 liter water is added again, so what happens? The volume becomes again 50 liter and the concentration will also change, because now pure water is being added. So concentration of beer will change. What will be the concentration of beer? Let me denote with PV, so that it concentration of beer. So now it is 7 by 10. Initial concentration was 7 by 10 into 45 by 50, right? Into 1 minus, let me write 1 minus 5 upon 50. So this is nothing but 7 by 10 into 45 by 50 into 45 by 50. Right? So this we can write as 9 by 10, 9 by 10. So 81 into 7. So this we can write as 567, I think. Yeah, 567 upon 1000. So this is the final concentration. This we could directly have done using the formula. Uh, by formula, if we say, see, what happens? By formula, we can say that proportion of beer, since beer is not getting added in any step, so the proportion of beer would be initial proportion, which is 7 by 10 into 1 minus what is the quantity being replaced in each, that is 5 liter. What is the volume? Initial volume is 50 liters, and the operation is done twice. One operation is withdrawal, along with replacement is taken one operation, then again withdrawal, then replacement is another operation, that is 2 times. So 7 by 10 into again 45 square by 50 square. So this is nothing but 567 by 1000, same as what we got here, I mean using the process. So by formula we could have directly written this answer. Now this is fine. So this is the concentration. The question is find the ratio of beer and water. So ratio of beer and water would be what? 567 is to, I think, 433, right? So the ratio would be beer is to water would be 567 is to 433. Now another thing, let me this is here. And we have also find the quantity of beer. Quantity of beer. So quantity of beer would be what? Concentration of beer 567 by 1000 into volume. Volume is what? 50 liters finally. So 50. So this is nothing but we can solve this. Let me use calculator. 567 into 5 by 1000. So this becomes 28.35 liter. So this way we could have solved using formula, right? And here we got obtained using the proportion concept. Now we will see one more concept here, that is based on concept of quantity, right? Based on concept of quantity. So what is it? Now let's see. Quantity of beer we have to find at in the final stage. So quantity of beer is how much in the initially in the after the, so quantity of beer will be after first stage it is 7 by 10, right? 7 by 10 of initially quantity of beer was 7 by 10 of 50 liters, right? This was the initial quantity. Now let us see what happens when we take out 5 liter. Now just listen carefully. When we take out 5 liter, will the quantity of beer change? Yes. Proportion will not change in the solution, but the quantity of beer will change, because when we take out 5 liter, some quantity of beer also goes out. So what remains? I mean 5 liter of 50 liter goes out. So what remains? What remains is 45 liter upon 50 liter, right? In this stage. So here since 5 liter of solution goes out, so 5 liter will have certain amount of beer also and certain amount of water also, right? So what remains? What remains is 45 upon 50. Now second here. In the second step, let me change the ink to make it. Second step, 5 liter water is added. So now when the quantity of beer change? No, only water gets added. So quantity of beer remains same here. So no change in quantity of beer in this stage. Now in this stage, when again 5 liter of solution is being taken out, so again some beer is going out. So what amount of beer remains in the can? So that will be nothing but again from here it is 50 liter. Out of 50 liter, 5 liter goes off. So what remains is 45 liter upon 50 liter. Beer will remain in can, right? And in the fourth sequence, 5 liter water is added. Will this make any change in the amount of beer it has in the? No, there will not be any change in the amount of beer. So what is the final amount of beer here? That we can directly say. This is nothing but 7 by 10 into 45 by 50 into 45 by 50 into the initial volume 50, right? We are getting same expression what we got here. I mean using this proportion concept, 7 by 10 into 45 by 50 into 45 by 50, and now we will multiply that with 50 to obtain, this is quantity, this is proportion, right? So same thing we are getting, but the understanding and the approach and the bit of a logic behind that or the rationale behind the concept is a bit different. So here also if we solve this, we will get as 28.35 liter. So this also you can use. This was based on proportion concept. We obtained this, and based on quantity concept we get this. So hope both the things are clear enough. Now we will see one more example using both the methods, so that the, I mean, concept gets even more clarity. So it says that 4 liter is taken out from a can containing 20 liter milk and water solution in a ratio 3. So what is initially? Initially, volume is 20 liter and 4 liter is taken out milk and water solution, subsequently replaced with water. So let's deal in terms of milk because milk will remain the same. So proportion of milk is how much? Initially it is 3 by 4, right? 3 by 4. Now what happens? Operation is we are taking out 4 liter and then replacing with 4 liter of water. And this exercise performed thrice. So find the ratio of beer and water in the solution and also find the quantity of beer in the solution after 3 sets of operation as described above. So one using formula we will solve here only. So formula says that the proportion of milk, final proportion of milk will be nothing but initial proportion. Let's say M1 and this is M4, MF. So this is nothing but P M1 into 1 minus X. X is the withdrawn amount upon volume raised to power n. N is the number of operation. So final milk concentration will be nothing but initial milk concentration, which is 3 by 4 into 1 minus 4 liter is taken out. So 1 minus 4 by 20, which is 4 by 5 will remain. 4 by 5 raised to power n is 3. 3 sets of operation. One set consists of withdrawal and replacement. Another set again withdrawal and replacement. So if we solve this, we get this as 3 by 4 into 4 by 5 into 4 by 5 into 4 by 5. So it is 48 upon 125. So ratio of milk by water is nothing but 48 upon 77, right? And quantity of milk would be nothing but 48 upon 125 into the volume of milk, which is 20 liters. So this we can solve using calculator. We will get a 192 by 25, which is 7.68 liters. So this is one way of solving, right? Now let us use approach the basic concept. I mean, here I will show you those concepts, but later on going forward we will directly make use of the formula. Now see, first let us use the proportion approach. Using concept of proportion. So after first operation, what is happen? I mean, after first withdrawal, the volume withdrawal means minus 4 liter goes out. So volume would be 16 liter here, and concentration, or let's say in terms of P proportion, so it becomes P2. But since we are taking out a solution, so concentration will remain same here. So P is equal to P1, same as initial P1, that is. Now after, what happens in the, we add 4 liter of water. Right. It is milk, not beer. Now when we add water, so the volume will again be 16 plus 4, 20 liter volume of solution, and the proportion or the concentration of milk, we are talking in terms of milk here. So proportion would be what? Now it will be changed. It will be P1 times we are adding 4 by 20, so that becomes 1 by 5, so here it will be 4 by 5, right? How did we get this? We know this using this 1 minus x by v. Now again minus 4 liter solution goes out, so volume would be 16 liter, and proportion would be remain same, p1 into 4 by 5, because if the solution goes out, proportion of milk does not change. Proportion of milk does not change, it remains same. After this, 4 liter water gets added. So when 4 liter water gets added, volume would again be 20 liter, but now the proportion of milk would change, and here it will be p1 into 4 by 5 from the previous level to now it will change to what, again into 4 by 5, because we are adding 4 liter to a 20 liter solution, 1 by 5, so 1 minus 1 by 5 is 4 by 5. We are using that p1 v1 is equal to p2 v2 concept to obtain this one. This we have seen. I'm taking it very slow so that the understanding becomes very concrete. Here now we have taken out 4 liter of solution, so volume becomes 16 liter, and pm, proportion of milk will remain same, that is p1 into 4 by 5 whole square. And in the last stage, 4 liter water is added, right? So 4 liter, when water is added, what happens? Volume becomes 20 liter. So, and when water is added, proportion is now changed, because proportion of milk will change because water is getting added, so milk will be diluted. So it will be p1 into 4 by 5 whole square from previous one, this stage, into 4 by 5, right? So this becomes p1 into 4 by 5 cube, and p1 is nothing but 3 by 4, so this is 3 by 4 into 4 by 5 cube, which is nothing but 48 by 125, what we obtained here, right? This is the answer. So this is one approach. What are we doing? We are simply, and see, thing is we do not even need to write all this. We can mentally think and write the concentration at each level, but just for the sake of understanding, I am detailing it in a very minute step so that my understanding is clear. Now I take it through using this, using like I did here. So using concept of quantity. So what happens now? See, initially quantity of milk we will discuss. Quantity of milk. Initially there would be certain quantity of milk, that would be how much? 3 by 4 into initial volume 20 liters, right? Now when 4 liter of water is taken out, will the quantity of milk change? Yes, because when water is, sorry, 4 liter of solution goes out, so the, in that solution some portion would be of milk also, so certainly milk would go out. So what remains in this can would be nothing but what, 16 liter remains, 16 by 20, right? 16 by 20. Now in second stage, when 4 liter of water is added, will there be change in the quantity of milk? No, quantity of milk will remain the same. Okay, in this stage, here no change. Here what happens? Again 4 liter of solution goes out, right? 4 liter of solution goes out. So how much of milk remains here? So again I write this as 16 by 20. And here when again water is added, no change in milk. no change. Here when it goes out again 16 by 20, and here it comes out no change. So this is basically quantity. So this becomes 3 by 4 into 4 by 5 cube into 20, same as what we had obtained here, 3 by 4 into 4 by 5 cube. This becomes the proportion, and this is the quantity. But this is more, I mean, I find this approach more intuitive and easier to deal when a large number of operations are there. So here also we will solve this and we will obtain 7.68 liter of milk remains after three sequence of operations. Now another question here. 10 liter is taken out from a can containing kerosene and diesel solution in ratio 5 is to 2. Okay. So do we know the initial volume? I think no. Concentration of milk, or sorry, proportion of, so replacement is of kerosene. So let us deal in terms of diesel. Proportion of diesel is 2 by 7. What happens now? 10 liter is taken out from a can, right, and replaced with, and this exercise is performed twice. So I can write this as what will be the final proportion of diesel. Proportion of diesel, final proportion of diesel after two operations will be nothing but initial proportion into 1 minus 10 upon V raised to power 2. This will be the using formula. This exercise performed twice, and the final ratio of kerosene and diesel is given as, and this is the final proportion which is given as 25 is to 7. So proportion of diesel is 7 upon 32, and PD is 2 by 7. So 2 by 7 into 1 minus 10 by V square is 7 by 32. So here it becomes 7 square upon 62. So I can write this as 1 minus 10 by V is equal to 7 upon 8. So from here V I can write as 1 by 8. So I think it is 80. V is equal to 80 liters. Right, V is equal to 80 liter. So this is very standard. I mean, using formula we have obtained this. Nothing. This is the answer. Now we move to next question. A basin contains a mixture of 100 liters of milk and water. So here volume is given to us. Initial volume is 100 liters. The concentration of milk is 90%. So 10% of the content of solution are withdrawn and replaced with an equal amount of water. So we'll take concentration of milk is what proportion of milk is 90%. Okay. And now what happens? 10% of the content of the solution vessels are withdrawn and replaced with an equal amount. So find the minimum number of times that this procedure must be carried out such that the concentration of milk in the vessel is less than 66.67%. So let n operations of withdrawal of water and replacement occurs. So what happens? What will be the final proportion? Final proportion of milk would be Pm into 1 minus, here it is given as 10% of the content is withdrawn, so 1 minus 10, and let the operation be n times, so this becomes the final, right? And it is given that Pm we know is 0 0.9, 0.9 into 9 by 10 raised to power n. So this concentration is less than 66.67, which is 2 by 3, right? So this we solve. If now here we take random values of n, right? If we take n is equal to 1, then LHS is nothing but 81 by 100, which is 0.81. So LHS is greater than RHS. So this is not a solution, not a possible solution. Then we will take n is equal to 2. In this case, LHS would be 729 upon 1000. Just put n square here. So it is nothing but 72.9. So here also LHS is greater than RHS. Not a possible solution. But when we take n is equal to 3, we get LHS is nothing but 9 into 729 upon. So this is nothing but some, I think, 65.67. So here LHS becomes less than RHS. So at least, therefore, at least 3 operations must be carried out. Must be carried out. Right. So this is the way we solve this question. Now next we move to question number 7. So here again similar question. 15 liter of is taken out from a can containing petrol and diesel solution in the ratio 64 is to 27 and subsequently replaced with 15 liter diesel. Okay. So see here, initial solution, volume, I think we are not given, concentration of, since diesel is being added, so we will work in terms of petrol. So concentration of petrol, that would be P1 is nothing but what, petrol is 64 upon 91, right? I added 64 plus 27. So let the volume be V1. Now we are performing, what we are doing, we are taking out 15 liters and we are adding, replacing with diesel. This exercise is performed thrice, after which the final ratio. So what will be the final ratio? So let's say the final proportion of petrol P2 is nothing but P1, that we know 1 minus x by V1 raised to power n. So here P1 is 64 by 91. Final also we know, final is petrol and diesel. We are talking in petrol terms, so it is 27 by 91. 1 minus, we are taking out 15 liters and V1. Thrice, we are performing this thrice. So from here we can say that 1 minus 15 by V cube, this cancels, is nothing but 27 by 64. So from here I can write 1 minus 15 by V is 3 upon 4. So V is 1 by 4, V is 60 liters. Right? V or V1, whatever, V1 is 60 liters. So this is what we had to find, 60 liter solution. So now I think the concept is clear. We are using making use of this relation or the formula which we had learnt, right? Now this is a interesting question. Now see, so this formula we were using, this formula is valid only when the replaced quantity is same as withdrawn quantity, because when we derived this, when we derived this, when x liter was being taken out, it was being replaced by x liter only. So the withdrawn amount was same as the replacement amount. So that is why that formula we derived. So therefore, this formula can only be used when the replaced or withdrawn amount is same as the replaced amount. But now this question is, Mr. Sunil Modi operates a juice shop. In the morning after opening his shop, he extracts 50 liter of pure orange juice in a vessel. After giving 5 liter to first customer, 5 liter juice to first customer, he adds 5 liter of water to the remaining solution, right? Then after giving 10 liter to the second customer, he further adds 10 liter of the water to the remaining solution. And finally, after giving 15 liter of juice to solution to the third customer, he adds 15 liter of water to the remaining solution. Find the final quantity of orange juice left in the solution. Now let us see stepwise here. What happens? Initially, what 50 liter of pure orange juice. Now, in step 1, what happens? He gives 5 liter of 5 liter of what? The pure juice. And so rather than gives, I write here withdraws. uh, Withdrawal of 5 liter of juice, and then adds 5 liter of water to the remaining solution. Addition of 5 liter of water. So what happens here? After this process, then in step 2, let me finish it up writing. Withdrawal of 10 liter of, I mean, juice mixture, and addition of 10 liter of water. And then in step 3, I mean, we did not write, just for the sake of understanding, I am writing here. It can be done in seconds. Withdrawal of 15 liter of mixture, and then addition of 15 liter of water. So what is after withdrawing? After withdrawing, what is, so we can do this in terms of both, either in terms of quantity or in terms of proportion. Let us try with proportion first. So withdrawal of 5 liter of juice, right? and here it is addition of 5 liter of. So do we see here that same amount of mixture is being withdrawn and replaced by same amount of same quantity of another liquid, which is water. So the proportion of or the concentration, I can find that C2 is nothing but C1 into 1 minus X by V, right? So initial concentration was 1, right? Pure juice into 1 minus what is the withdrawn amount, 5 liter, 1 upon 5 by what is the initial volume, 50. I can write this. So this is 45 by 50. Now here what will be the concentration after step 2? This will be C2 into, in this step 10 liter of mixture is being withdrawn and then replaced. So it will be 1 minus 10 by 50, but it will not be 10 by 50. Now see what happens. So what will be the volume here? Volume before step 2. From 50 liter, I withdrew 5 liter, added 5 liter. So it is 50, right? So yeah, that will be 50 only then. Then again what I do, I withdrew 10 liters and then added 10 liters. So it will be 10 by 50. So this is again C3 is equal to C2 into, yeah. So this becomes 45 by 50 into 40 by 50. And C4 is nothing but C3 into, again here 1 minus 15 by 50, because here also volume is 50 liter. Before this step also volume is 50 liter. So here it becomes 45 by 50 into 40 by 50 into 35 by 50. This if we solve, this we get as, I mean I'll use the calculator, 45 into 40 into 35 divided by 50 divided by 50 divided by 50. So this is 0.504, it is coming. 0.504. This is the proportion. I have to find the final quantity of orange juice, right? Final quantity of orange juice. So quantity of orange juice, quantity of juice would be into 50 liters, right? So this becomes 25.2. So that is 0.504 concentration into volume 50. That is 25.2 liter. This is the answer. Now, why did I write in break in the steps? Just to make the understanding better. Otherwise, see, one approach would be that in terms of quantity, if I write here, I can write what is the initial quantity of juice, 50 liter. Now, if I take out 5 liter in the first to give the first customer, what remains to me? 45 by 50, right? And then he adds 5 liter of water to remaining solution. What is the quantity? What is the quantity? So when I add, then no change in the quantity. When I add water, then I give 10 liter, 10 liter, right? So when I give 10 liter, what remains to me is 40. So 40 by 50 would be my uh, of the 40 by 50 proportion of the volume would be the amount of juice left there. And then second, when I further he adds 10 liter of water, no change to the quantity of juice. And finally, after giving 15 liter of juice solution, when he gives away 15 liter, so what remains is 35 liter of 15 liter. So 35 by 50 is the remaining proportion. So this is the final proportion of juice which remains, and that is what will give directly 25.2. So without doing all this, I can write this and get the answer. But understanding is a paramount thing, and that should be clear. Then if understanding is clear, we can get this in seconds. Not a big deal. This is another important question. Now let us see. Mr. Ramdas, a milkman, leaves for the city in the morning with 100 liter of pure milk to deliver to different customers. After delivering 5 liter, so let us assume this is the can. Okay. After delivering 5 liter to the first customer, he stealthily added 10 liter of water. Then after delivering 10 liter from the can to the second customer, he adds another 15 liter of water. And finally, after delivering 15 liter to the third customer, he adds 20 liter of water. So three set of operations is being performed. What is it? Let us see. I denote this in three layers. So in the first layer, what is happening? From the can, 5 liter, after 5 liter is given to first customer. And then adds what? Adds 10 liter water added. So initial volume was 100 liter, right? He takes out 5 liter and then add 10 liters. So what is the now next volume? This is 105 liters, right? 105 liter remains. From 105 liter, he gives 10 liter to second customer. 10 liter to second customer. And then adds 15 liter water. So after this operation, from 105 liter, 10 liter goes, becomes 95, 15 added, so it becomes V2 is equal to 110 liter. From 110 liter, he gives 15 liter to third customer and adds 20 liter water, right? So this is the three operations I have divided, right? First operation, second operation, and third operation. Now find the final quantity of milk left in the solution. So let us deal in terms of quantity only. So since water is being added, we will take quantity of milk because that will remain static. So quantity of milk initially is how much? Initial pure milk, 100 liter of pure milk. So it starts with 100 liter of pure milk. When 5 liter he gives to first customer, what is the milk remaining with him in the can? When 5 liter goes out, so the proportion will be 95 by 100 remains in the can. Now in the second stage, when 10 liter water is added, will there be change in the quantity of milk? No, right? No change in quantity of milk. Proportion of milk may change, but we are dealing in, I mean, dealing in quantity terms. Quantity of milk. And here we cannot use that formula because same amount is not being replaced and added, withdrawn and replaced. Had 5 liter been withdrawn and 5 liter added, we could have used that formula 1 minus x upon v. But since that is not the case, that formula is not valid. So therefore, we will use this concept of uh, this quantity in terms of quantity. Now, in third step, what happens? 10 liter of the solution he gives to the second customer. So what is the quantity of milk? He gives 10 liter solution of water and milk. So what remains to him? Out of 105 liters, he gives 10 liter to customer. So what is the quantity of milk which remains with him? That is nothing but 105 minus 10 upon 105, right? Now when this 15 liter water is added, no change in the quantity of milk. When the in the third stage, when 15 liter of solution is given to third customer, then again the quantity of milk will change, because along with the solution some amount of milk will also go out. So the quantity of milk in the can will be nothing but 110 liter is there. 110 minus 15 goes off, and out of 110, right? So this is the one. So this is nothing but 100 into 95 by 100 into 95 by 105 into 95 by 110. So this we can solve on calculator. This is 195, 95, 95. This is 74.06 liter of milk is left finally, right? So this is the answer. So hope the understanding is clear, right? How are you proceeding ahead with the question? Now this is even a beautiful question again. Now let us see here what is happening. Mr. Dayanand Dohani, a paint manufacturer, has received an order to prepare a certain shade of color of paint. In order to do that, he starts with a can which contains 750 liter of blue paint. In first step, 50 liter is replaced by 100 liter of yellow paint. Then in second step, 150 liter of the solution is replaced by 200 liter of green paint. The third step, 250 liter of solution is replaced by 300 liter of white paint. In the fourth step, 350 liter of solution is replaced by 400 liter of orange paint. And finally, in fifth step, 450 liter of solution is replaced by 500 liter of black paint. Find the final volume of blue, yellow, green, white, orange, and black color paint left in the final shade of paint prepared. So let us again classify the operations. So five operations are there, I think, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 operations, yeah. So first operation, second operation, third operation, fourth operation, and fifth operation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he starts with what? He starts with a can which contains 750 liter of blue paint. Blue. In first step, 50 liter is replaced. So 50 liter withdrawn and replaced by 100 liter of yellow, right? So what would be the volume now? Next volume would be 750 minus 50 plus 100, so it becomes 800 liters. Now from this, and second is, this is first step. In second step, what happens? 150 liter solution is taken out. 150 liter withdrawn and replaced by 200 liters of green paint. 200 liters of green paint. So what happens? 800 liters minus 150 plus 200 becomes, volume becomes 850 liters. Now in the at the start of third step, at the start of third step, volume becomes 850 liter. Out of this third step, 250 liter of solution is replaced. So 250 liter withdrawn and replaced by 300 liters of white paint, white color, right? So what is the volume now? After this, the volume becomes 900 liters. This is the start of fourth step. And in this step, in fourth step, 350 liters of solution is withdrawn and added 400 liters of orange paint, orange color. So what is the effective solution here? I mean volume of solution 900 minus 350 plus 400 is 950 liters. And here in fifth step 450 liter solution is replaced by 500. So 450 liter solution is withdrawn and replaced by 500 liter of black color paint. Black color paint. So this is the total operation. Now we have to find the final volume or the quantity of blue, yellow, green and all. So now let us see. He starts with blue color, right? So quantity of blue color. Let us see quantity of blue colors. Initial quantity was 750 liters, out of which 50 liter is withdrawn. So what remains? Remains is 700 by 750. Out of 750, 50 liter goes away. So the what remains is 700 by 750 into. In second step, what happens? Starts with 800 liters, 150 goes out. Acha, before this, does the addition of 100 liter of yellow color change the quantity of blue color? No, right? In the third, I mean this in at the start of second step, the withdrawal of 150 liter of solution will change the amount of blue color, right? So how much it would be from 800 liters, 150 liter is withdrawn. So what remains is 650 upon 800, right? And with the addition of 200 liter of green color, no change to the quantity of blue color paint. Now in third step, out of 850 liter solution, 250 liter goes out. So what remains, the proportion of blue color which remains is nothing but 850 minus 250, which is 600 upon 850, right? Then here what happens? In now further, with the addition of white color, no change to the quantity of blue color. Now at the start of fourth step, out of 900 liters, 350 goes out. So in this 350 there would be certain some blue color quantity also. So what remains after this step? After this step, what remains is 900 minus 350. 900 minus 350 upon 900. With the addition of 400 liters of orange, no change to the quantity of blue. Now in the fifth step, when 450 liter goes out, is withdrawn. So with this, some quantity of blue color is also going out. So what remains is 950 liters minus 450 liter upon 950 liter, right? So this we can solve. Upon solving, I think we can get this as 129.13 liter, right? Similarly, for now we will check for yellow color. Now what happens? Yellow, initially there was no yellow. Now 100 liter of yellow comes in, 100 liters. Right. In the now in this stage, second step, when 150 liter of solution is withdrawn out of 800, so what remains is what? 800 minus 150 upon 800. Then similarly with green, no change. With this 250 liter withdrawal, again there would be change. 850 minus 250 upon 850. Here further would be 900 minus 350 upon 900. Then 950 minus 450 upon 950. So this we can further calculate. So this is nothing but 100 into 650 into 600 into 550 into 500 divided by 800 divided by 850 divided by 900 divided by 950, we get 18.14 liters. 18 point, sorry, 45 liters. 45 liter of yellow. Similarly, now with quantity of green we will check. So green is added here. Before that, no green is there. So 200 liter of green is added. And from here, then 250 liter goes out. So 250 goes out. Then it from this step, all these three steps should be there. So that is nothing but, I mean, from 850, 250 goes out. So what amount of green remains? That is nothing but 600 by 850. Then out of 900, 350 goes out. So it is 550 upon 900. And here out of 950, 450 goes out. So it is 500 upon 950. So this is nothing but 200 into 600 into 550 into 500 divided by 850 divided by 900 divided by 950. This gives 45.41 liters. These calculations are not that important. I mean, basically the concept you should get how we are proceeding ahead. Then quantity of after green, it is white. What is white? Here it is added first time white 300 liters, right? And then after this step, 350 liter goes out. So what remains is 550 out of 900. 350 goes out. So 550 upon 900, and then further 450 goes out. So what remains is 500 upon 950. So what is the, here it is 300 into 550 into 500 divided by 900, 950. This gives us 96.49 liters. This is the quantity of white paint which remains. Then quantity of orange. Quantity of orange is added here 400 liters, and then 450 goes out of 950. So what remains is 500 upon 950. So here it is 400 into 500 by 950, which is 210.53 liters. So 210.5 liters, 3 liters of orange color remains. And then quantity of black color is added in last, right? And after this, when it is added here 500 liters, no withdrawal happens. So whole amount of black color remains. So this is the one. So now blue color is 129 liters, yellow color is 18 liters, green color is 45 decimal something, orange, similar white is 96.49, orange is 210.53, and black is 500 liters. So this way we and when we add this, no, it will be what? It will be 1000 liters if we add this, right? It will be 1000 liters, because here also we can see, no, here volume will be 950 minus 450 plus 500 is nothing but, after this operation, 1000 liter solution is prepared. So this is the way we solve. I mean, here we looked in terms of quantity. When withdrawal happens, certain proportion of that quantity goes out. So what remains, that proportion we kept, and that fashion we moved on. So now we look into this question. So Mr. Ramdas, a milkman, starts in the morning for the city to deliver milk for his customer. He adds water, which equals 15% of the volume of solution of milk and water already contained in the vessel. So initial solution say is V1, and concentration is C1. Then after adding 15% water, so now volume becomes what? 1.15 V1. Here volume is V1, concentration is C1, and now concentration would be say C2. And then he delivers 20% of the resultant solution to one customer. Then he delivers 20%. So what remains? Volume would be zero point 0.8 times 1.15 V1, and concentration would remain same because we just delivering the concentration of the milk. Here we are talking in terms of milk because water is being added. After this, the ratio of milk. So this C2 is same as this C2. Milk and water in this vessel becomes 3 by 4. So this C2 is given basically. C2 is given. Milk to water is 3 by 4, which is 3 by 7, right? Concentration. So in these two, we can use this, no? C1 V1 is equal to C2 V2 because here water is added. Between these two steps, only water is added. So quantity of milk remains same. Quantity of milk remains same. Quantity of milk remains same. So C1 V1 is equal to C2 V2. So find the ratio of milk and water in the original solution, which is C1. Say suppose C1. V1 we do not know. C2 we know is 3 by 7, and V2 is say 1.15 V1. So from here we know V1 cancels out. So C1 becomes 3 by 7 into 1.15. Let us multiply this. What do we get? 3 into 1.15 divided by 7. So 69 by 140. This is 69 by 140. So ratio of, this is concentration of milk. So ratio of milk to water would be nothing but 69 upon 10 minus 9 is 1, 13 minus 6 is 7. So 69 is to 71 is the initial constant ratio of milk to water. This is the answer. This was a relatively easy one. So hope the concepts are clear. I mean, we have seen various problems on mixtures. I don't think you will get any other variety of a question on mixtures, or so the concept we know. Okay, whatever we are replacing, whatever we are withdrawing, we are replacing with either similar quantity or some added quantity. So either the proportion of the say milk would remain same, or the quantity of milk. We can deal in both the terms. When we take out anything, then proportion of that milk does not change. But when we take out a solution, the quantity of milk changes. So these two things, if we know, then we can deal in both the terms and we can get to the solution easily. And that along with this, we have also got that formula that also we can use and save much of our time. So thanks for watching this. See you in the next session.